And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another week, another edition here of the OSC Elite Rising Star Tournaments, number 17, day number 5, actually. Oh, I have to fix that. Day number 5. I'm, of course, your VIP. With you, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, welcome, one and all. It has been an intense week of StarCraft so far, with non-stop OSC, with RSL over the weekend as well. It's been intense, it's been very long, but now we have returned with more OSC Elite. Let's go, baby, let's go. Again, yesterday we were live twice. We were live all day, actually, covering day 4 of the OSC Elite Rising Star tournaments, and now we still have more matches ahead of us, getting into day number 5. Once again, we are still here in the lower brackets. Let us get into it. Let us get into it. One moment here as we do set up, and we do head on over. But once again, just to reiterate what the event is, this event is a tournament that is restricted. Players that have achieved a little bit too much, players that have placed too highly in these big EPT events are ineligible for this tournament. So you have your top players like your heroes, your Beyonds, your Marus. They're ineligible to compete in the Rising Star tournament, but everyone else is free to take part. Hold on, there we go. But everyone else is free to take part. Everyone else is free to compete. Let's go. And that's why we're here to find out who is this season's Rising Star. This event has occurred a couple of times. This year. Of course, it is a multi-week, if not multi-month long event. It takes a long time to get through, and the reasoning for that is just the length of the tournament. There are so many players competing, but also the format does lend and does lead to longer tournament runs, as every match is casted, of course, and it is double elimination, papi. But here we go. Bam! As you can see before you, we do have the upper brackets. This is something that we did cover yesterday morning, but that was Shameless. Shameless took down Jimmy 2-0, and Percival took down Young Yakov 2-0 as well. So we have Shameless versus Percival in the upper brackets. They'll be competing and most likely playing next week. Meanwhile, we are focusing on the lower brackets. So when it comes to the upper bracket, for the most part, it has progressed quite nicely, and we already have our top 2 players in the upper bracket. But scrolling on down, there's still a lot more to go here. The lower bracket is progressing, and we did see Nicoract take down Fox 2-1, went all the way to the ace match. That was yesterday, of course. We had Mixu take down Sebestas, also did cover yesterday as well, and we have our PvPs ahead of us. That is what we're going to be covering here today. We have Rebellion versus Art into BabyMarine, we have Middle VK versus Prome into Ledalix, and we also have Hydra versus Nicoract. We have 5 best of 3s ready for us. Basically, we're going to be covering all of the lower bracket except for Demi versus Mixu. We do not have those players, not have those matches, but all the other matches, of course, will be taking place, and we'll be covering everything before us here tomorrow, or here today. So again, we are progressing through that lower bracket, and again, it's still I mean, we're nearing the end of the broadcast, we're nearing the end of the tournament. There's still maybe like 2-3 weeks left until the event does conclude, until we can crown our champion. Let's go. Let us go. Up first, though, as you can see on the title of the stream, we do have Art and Rebellion facing off in that PvP. That is going to be our first matchup. That's going to be our first series. Let's go. Game 1 is going to be on Tokamak. I missed how the players are limited by MR or they're limited by accolades. So players that place too highly in offline tournaments are ineligible. So players that got, I think it's top 8 in offline tournaments are not able to compete. When I say offline tournaments, I mean premier tournaments. And let me just double check. Was it top 8 or let's see. Players that qualified for GSL Code S, so that's what, top 24, or did they reduce that? So the basically Code S players in GSL ineligible. Top 17 in Europe, as in placing in top 17 when it comes to European events, they're ineligible. Top 8 in North America as well. So that's why you don't have players like Lambo or Geralt or Cristiano. True. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our first series of the broadcast, and spawning in the right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss himself. For representing Quasar, it is Art. Not to be confused with Art. God damn it. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, with the pink Protoss himself. It is Rebellion. Streaming day and night, but yeah, you see, all day, all night long. Yeah. But yes, it's restricted based on placements when it comes to the premier events for their own respective regionals, of course. But here we go. Here we go. As we are stepping in. And so far, standard openers. 2-gate opener out of ours, a 2-gate opener out of Rebellion. So far, so good. We'll see where this does lead us here as the players are opening up. And so far, there's no one sending out a probe for a proxy. There's no proxy, there's no shenanigans, no proxy robo, no proxy Stargate, no fake proxy either. A little bit surprising, we are loading into Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool, one of the more defensive maps as well. But alas, we don't really have a setup here to hide any tech or to hide any shenanigans, at least not in game one. We often do have it just because the map is so large. There's a lot of common proxy locations, but so far between Art and Rebellion, everything is above board. Above board. So quack in the chat. Quack. I do apologize for the stream going live a little bit late. I think we were like almost 10 minutes late, almost. But I did just wake up. Sleeping 4 hours a day, it's catching up on me, but it's catching up on me. But I should be able to get some proper sleep today, just because maybe just because there's no we don't have a broadcast this evening, but I believe we still have one tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow morning is Pegasus Cup, right? Yeah, Pegasus Cup. For now then, Art is going to be zoned away. Back at home, we do have our initial tech of choice, Twilight Council opener at Rebellion. Oh, and Rebellion, he goes to the hidden proxy gateway. Okay, so we are committing here. Yes, Rebellion is expanding, but for the most part, this is a fake out. I mean, kind of. So he's going to be able to reinforce. He's going to have extra gateways. He may even go for a 4th gateway for a 2-base 4-gate blink all in. The Stalkers do engage. Oh, Rebellion, he does get caught out though. 2 Stalkers going down already. Yeah, losing 2, losing up to 3. Rebellion does attempt to trade, and he will not escape. And only saving 1 sentry here. That was a rough fight here for Rebellion. You can see the trades here. He lost 2 Stalkers, and he lost a sentry as well. Worst trade for Rebellion. And it reacts, not with a dark, not with Blink, but reacts with a Dark Shrine. Bold move here, Rebellion. Bold move. So going for DTs. Behind this, no tech. Currently, at least, there's no tech. We do have a 3rd gateway here for Art. So Art, he's going to have excess gateways, excess Stalkers to work with. Out of, say, Clash into center. Now, if Art gets a 3rd base before getting a robo, he will just die. It is considered to be greedy to expand without any detection, without that robo. And we'll see if Art does cut corners. We'll see if he does go for that greed. Now shades into the mineral line, gets a probe. Does get a worker. Loose Nation attempts to move out, but for the time being is a little bit distracted. Uh-oh. Shaded towards the main base. Once again, they get locked down. A robo is now on the way. It is a delayed robo, but at least it's in production. And DTs are coming. Here they come. They're warping in. And this is going to be too much. It's going to be too much damage here. Again, it's just such a late robo here. Such late detection. DTs are waddling in. Art, he notices. He can force field. He can try to body block. Yeah, there's a whole position micro. There's, oh no! I misplaced the force field. DTs, they break in. They're going to just annihilate these units. And the robo is still not done. It's still not done. Sentries go down, Stalkers go down, they break through. Observers on the way, going for the robo actually. Oh, they can kill it. Yeah, they can and they will, and that's gonna be game. 3rd DT has arrived, robo's under fire. We try to body block, but it's too little too late. Robo goes down and that is game. GG gets called and Rebellion takes game number 1. GG. Aye. GG, well played. Rebellion does take a lead in the series. A very cheeky build here by Rebellion, rushing into Dark Templar, and unfortunately the Robo was just a little bit too late. Not just that, but there was no scouting. What I will emphasize here is that usually you hide the Dark Shrine in a proxy location to be able to keep it hidden, but Rebellion, he had his own Dark Shrine in his main. Like there was no attempt to hide it, which is crazy. Despite the hallucination, despite the sentries that we did have for Art, if you remember, he spent a lot of force fields in the center of the map. So I wonder if that was calculated. I wonder if that was the plan because of all those force fields. But because of all those force fields, the hallucination scouts were limited, and the one hallucination scout that we saw, I mean, didn't get across the map. That was on Art. So with that, GG well played. The DTs, they bust into the main base, they kill the Robo, they ensure there is no detection, and with that, Rebellion is up 1-0. And now we're jumping to game number 2. Let's go. Jumping in. Sporting in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player himself, representing Quasar. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Art. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the pink Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss, representing among us two people. It is Rebellion. You got a cheeky build in the last game. It happens to the best of us, but alas, just going for the Dark Templar, no scouts, so DTs waddle in, and they do end the game. Art did have the Robo eventually, but it just got focused down. If he was able to preserve his sentries, I should say, then force fielding the ramp would have been more viable, would have been able to buy more time for the observer to pop out. So again, a critical moment there for Rebellion. Now we're selling in once again. Once again, going for our 2 gate openers, and I doubt we're going to see Dark Templar again from Rebellion. We might see it from Art, but we should be getting into something more standard here after a more chaotic game 1. We'll see. As Rebellion does hide his probe, Art moves out, and our eyes are on this probe. Are we going to be hiding a pylon? Are we going to commit? Oh, the answer is yes. There's no reason to hide the probe here without thinking about a proxy pylon, whether it's real, whether it's fake. Actually, are we committing? Cybercore is done. If we're going for a proxy, now would be the time. But again, we're opening up Double Stalker. Warp Gate is on the way. Delayed Stargate. Who was it that first did this? Was it Rebellion? No, it was it Luna Sea? I think. No, Geralt. I think Geralt did it against Hero. Yeah. Wait. Okay. There's a lot going on. So the pylon gets thrown down here just outside the main base of Art, and this is ideal for a proxy Stargate location. Meanwhile, regular Stargate open out of Art instead. Does go for the Stargate before expanding. And if this is a Stargate, I believe this is a build that Geralt started, or that Geralt popularized, maybe at the beginning of the year? If not, end of last year. Shells, what you got? Yeah, there it is. Delayed Stargate. Oh no, the probe got stuck. that was not intentional. The probe is trapped. But the reason why this can work is because it's so delayed, because it's so late. That's when it can actually get your opponent off guard. But this works best if your opponent goes for a standard opener. And the problem is that Art did not. At episode 2, get into the main. So far, 2-3 probe kills. They deny a lot of mining time. Oracle's on the way. Rebellion, he did not scout the main base. He doesn't know the Oracle's coming. Thankfully, does have some stalkers in position. Has some. But I remember, I think it was Hero praising Geralt for it. He was like, oh, this is like a weird timing. It's interesting. But I think it was last season, or maybe two seasons ago. Sorry, 2 seasons ago. I want to say it was on ley lines. Here we go. Second oracle's on the way. We're banking the oracles? Oh, okay, bold move. This is giving Art a little more time to scout, to react, to respond. He moves out with his own double oracle. We're still holding on to that. We're still waiting, still holding on to the oracle. Rebellion needs to commit, so is Art. Commits the shade. Gets one, does go for the Sorgers. At the same time, Rebellion diving into the mineral line. And he does wreak havoc. So there's going to be a lot of probe damage. A lot of probes are going down, getting 10 probes. That evens up the worker count. Oof. And the oracles, they barely get away here. Art, he pulls out. Art still maintains a worker lead. Crazy. Despite Art losing 10 workers here to the oracles of Rebellion, it doesn't matter. He still has that worker advantage. That's how far ahead he was. Oh, as we find more. Okay. Into 3 more probes. Rebellion looking to even things up. Still behind, by the way. It's crazy. And Art does respond with Phoenixes. Phoenix on the way. Immortal as well. We're still just going for the Oracle harass here, and both players have been struggling to defend, but this time Rebellion's in position. Blink isn't done, but he has 3 soldiers in the main base. He should be okay. Speaking of, has to pull back. So do the oracles. Rebellion pulls away. Again, Rebellion is going for the more aggressive build, going into Blink. Meanwhile, Art, he's building a more defensively here, building up his Immortals instead. It's a lot of Immortals. And this should lead into a 3rd expansion. Like, there's no Twilight Council, there's no Glaives. So Art should be slowly expanding and being the defender. Surface plus the army. Oh. And Rebellion's going to be the first to expand. Okay. Takes the 3rd base. Art is aware. I mean, Art saw the probe. And Art is actually pushing here. Okay, I'm a little bit surprised that Art is being the aggressor just because there's no Glaives, there's no Blink. Does have the high Immortal count. Bold move. Art is pushing. He's pushing forward with the stasis traps. We can see a Rebellion setting up as well. Speaking of Art, can he bait him in? So far spots the stasis. The Immortals have arrived. Yeah, Rebellion does have the Stalker advantage. Blink is done. Triggers the shields, goes for the first Immortal. Oh my god, very clutch. Big up there out of Art. Saves the Immortal. Very clutch. I mean, the Immortal's still very low. But there's a cancellation. Behind this, Art is taking his own 3rd. Oh, that's Oracles. They bust into the main. Art is pushing in. Oh, nice blink. Rebellion dives in, pulls the boys, focuses down the first Immortal. And does Rebellion have enough here? As Art he lives, still warping in across the map. He still has 1 Immortal in the back line. That 1 Immortal doing so much damage. At the same time, probes are going down across the map. There's going to be 22 probe kills against 17. Probes are going down everywhere, Pappy. And in the end, that 1 Immortal proves to be too much. Art, he breaks the natural. The Oracles, they still have energy. Jesus. The Oracles are still going ham across the map, still killing more probes. They're still popping up. That's Oracle gets in, 35 probe kills. He will get the prison, but there are 2 immortals on the ground. So with 2 immortals, Art he just overwhelms. GG gets called, and Art ties up the series 1-1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. I see in the chat. Wrong Art, Pappy, wrong Art. This is the other one. This is not the Polish Art. But GG, well played with that Art. He will tie things up when we're going to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. So we're getting into game 3. Little R, there is a little R, but if you, I mean, there's a reason why he's representing Quasar. And in the bottom, spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player himself representing Team Quasar, tying up the series 1-1. It is Art. Art earlier in the stream was Polish? No. Art, he's capital ART on Europe, and he was playing against a European. Here he's on the American server. On the NA server, he has the lowercase r, which doesn't confuse people at all. And in the top right hand corner, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the pink Protoss representing among us 2 people. It is Rebellion. So it was the same Art earlier yesterday and today. Just different server, so different capitalization. Different server, different server. Yes, you can see he's on Quasar. Quasart, technically. I mean, he's not on the Platinum Heroes, Pappy. He's not on the Platinum Heroes. Aye. It's fine. To be fair, hold on. I was meant to do this previously. True. Bam, there we go. Hopefully that helps. I was meant to do that in game 1. Oh no, I didn't do Gamba. Okay. It's better late than never. If you're in the chats, you know what time it is. It's Gamba time. We're tied up 1-1. We're in the ace match. Who wins the series? Who takes it in the end? Best of luck. Game 1, we had Rebellion being cheeky going into Dark Templar. Game 2, we had Rebellion being cheeky going into delayed Stargates, but in the end, made for a really awkward game and was called out. Rebellion going into Blink, into a 3rd base, and alas, he was punished. But there we go. Now we're getting into the ace match. So far we are initial openers. Once again, Rebellion does go for his take of choice first, going for a Twilight Council. So Twilight Council open out of Rebellion, should be working towards Blink. Oh, and Rebellion once again sets up the proxy. Now this is looking very similar to game 1. Game 1 led into a proxy Dark Shrine. Here, I'm pretty sure the goal here is to be hyper. But the proxy's early. Are we going for DTs again? Okay, Blink. Blink is on the way. Chronoing out Blink. There's the 3rd gateway. And this is a 1-base all-in, by the way. This screams 1-base all-in at a Rebellion. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Rebellion moves out. You have Art setting up with shield batteries. He's got 2 batteries. He's got his low ground setup. And it is 4K. Okay, so 1 base, 4K blink will in out of Rebellion. Archie's getting his own defensive robo. Once, if he can buy enough time for the Immortal, then he can hold. Here it comes. The Immortal's on the way. Just needs a little bit more time. Did the probe trap itself again? Did that just happen? God damn it. Getting another pylon. Meanwhile, there's 3 shield batteries here at the natural. And the Immortal will arrive. Okay. So he's got his Immortal, he's got 3 shield batteries. Ooh, getting the Observer here, delaying a second Immortal. Bold move.
Research complete.
Rebellion's looking for a way in. Blink is done. Dives in. He does blink forward. Does go for the Stalkers actually. Gets 1, 2, 3 Stalkers going down. He can one-shot. Yeah, one-shots most of the Stalkers. The Immortal does go ham. Rebellion does trigger the shields. Nice moves out of Rebellion. And that tells us that most likely Rebellion, his goal is to break the Immortal next. Dive in, break the Immortal. He's got 13 Stalkers. Does blink in. Going for the Stalkers once again. Oh, the hallucination does bait out 2 volleys. But Rebellion, he might just have too much here. Takes out the Immortal. There's 1 Stalker remaining. Shield batteries, they help, but it's just too little too late. They just had so much burst damage. Rebellion just waiting until he could one-shot. And warps in even more. Getting to 12 Stalkers, blinks in. Does focus on the Immortal. And this one is 2-shotting the Stalkers. But still good enough. Still good enough. There's 1 more Immortal on the way. Down to 10 Stalkers. Without enough Stalkers, he can no longer start one-shotting here. Yeah, the Immortal gets away. He pulls back. The shield barriers are still up and running. He's trying to hold on. He still has the high worker count. But he'll lose control of the natural. And Rebellion, he should have it. He should have enough at this point. It should be too much back. Blinks in, gets the Immortal. Gets the Immortal, gets 2 more Stalkers. Going for the sentry. Another Immortal. Oh, Jesus. The Immortals, they just keep coming, but once again they go down. There's no support. Final Stalker falls, and with that there's just nothing left. There's nothing here, just a handful of workers. You see R chronoing out that final Immortal. But Rebellion has done it. Oh, Jesus, takes down almost the entire mineral line. Blinks in once again. And Immortals are good, but on their own, they need support back. He doesn't have it. Not this time. GG gets called, and Rebellion, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played Rebellion, just holding on until he had 13 Stalkers, until he could one-shot Stalkers, and that meant that, again, even though there were 3 shield batteries on the lower ground, it did not matter. Did not matter, as the batteries, they didn't come into play just because there were so many Stalkers getting one-shot instead. With that Rebellion, he was able to just gain momentum, maintain that momentum as well, and eventually overwhelm. Again, I think it was a little bit questionable for R to go for the Observer after the Immortal, so he did delay his second Immortal. That did mean he was more vulnerable for longer, and in the end, GG. GG, well played. Oh. Rebellion does claim the series, and with that, he will advance on, I believe, to face off against BabyMarine. Yeah, to face off against BabyMarine in the next round. But first things first, we have our next matchup here. We're going to be jumping into a TVP between Nicoract and Hydra. Oh boy. We're going to be taking a break from the mirror matchups, and we're jumping into a Terran versus Protoss instead. Going to be loading into Winter Madness. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Terran player. The red Terran himself representing the planet Heroes. Oh, it is Nicoract. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself. And land of the Netherlands, it is a Hydra. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our TVP. Ah, feels grapes, man. Oh, God. Not like this, Pappy. Not like this. Look, I appreciate it. You wear your heart on your sleeve, you know? You cheer for your boys, cheer for your players. Ah. Go big or go home. And the grapes are gone, Pappy. You can build it back. You can build it back. I mean, again, currently predictions open. Coming into this, Nicoract is favored, but of course, Hydra, he's hot off the heels of his epic LAN win. Did travel to the UK, did win that LAN event. Yes, the Hydra. As we are being as annoying as possible, we'll delay the CC. Again, economic opener at a Nicoract, going for a Rax expand. He's got 400 minerals, and there we go. Does throw it down at 420. And also was forced to throw down or to send down a second worker as well. So a bit of an inefficient start here by Nicoract, but only a little bit. Otherwise, we are settling in. Again, welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Very large map, longer rush distance by ground, more defendable on 3 and 4 bases. Because of that, I do favor the Protoss getting into a longer standard macro game, but we'll see if Nicoract takes us there. Nicoract is known for being very aggressive in this matchup and known for causing upsets as well. Like, we've seen Nicoract take down Max Packs, take down Hero. Nicoract, he has it in him to take it to the best Protoss players in the world, but just on a more irregular basis, right? If Nicoract, if he is at his best, then he can take down anyone. We'll see what he goes for. We shall see. But again, mainly known for aggression. So it's going to be a 1-1-1 follow-up at a Nicoract. Nothing crazy. Always bet on toss, and it's 50-50. Not like this, maybe not like this. Oh. As Hydra does open up with a proxy. Okay, let's go. Throws down a cheeky pylon towards the bottom left. Twilight Council open up. We're going for DTs. No shot. This is very risky in this matchup. Shows the Dark Shrine. Pylon is done. There it is. Dark Shrine. Okay. So when it comes to TVP, this can just end the game. This can just straight up end the game. We've seen Beyond, we've seen Cure just insta GG against this. If the DTs waddle up, and if there is no Raven harass and no Raven follow-up, and so far there is none, there's no tech lab here on the starport, so it's going to be a Widowmine drop opener. This can still lead into Raven, so bear that in mind. But if there's no Raven and if there's no scan energy, if just at the wrong moment Nicoract mules, then that can also be game. So this is a pretty big gamble here. Widowmine drop is moving out. Going for the tech lab. He's going for the Raven. Unless he goes Banshee. True. What's it gonna be? Raven. That's just unlucky. It is unlucky here for Hydra, so it is gonna be a Raven opener or Raven follow-up after the Widowmine drop. Sometimes it's a Banshee instead, but this time it's a Raven. So there will be detection available even without the scan. Widowmine drop comes in. Soldiers are ready. Soldiers are ready. Mine's just going. Oh no! Oh my god, a little bit late to pull away. Losing 3 probes already and a Stalker. Yeah, successful mine drop out of Nicoract. Now, what I will say, the Raven's moving out. True, the Raven does move out. It's not at home to defend. The DTs are warping in. So damage will still be done. you have any scans? No scan in the main base, and there's soon going to be a scan at the natural. Almost there. DTs, they go for the army, they go for the Marines. There's the scan. And the Raven turns around. Yeah, Raven does turn around. This so far was not really worth it here. But does deny a little mining time. Okay. Denies a little mining. Until the Raven arrives. Ooh. And that was 2 DTs. 2 DTs for 4 SCVs for a handful of Marines. Again, I would say that wasn't really worth it here for Hydra. Bearing in mind that everything else was delayed, so now he's working towards charge, later forge, later upgrades. Heads towards the bay as well, and we'll see if Hydra can stabilize. We shall see. As Nicoract does have a stronger stim timing. Stim is almost done. And with stim finishing, with the medics arriving, then he can start moving out across the map. He can be active. So find Nicoract, he finds a pylon. Did he find the Dark Shrine? He did find the Dark Shrine as well. And Nicoract, he's moving in. Anti-missile does connect. Yeah, connects the missile. Tanks are sieging up. Stim is done, of course. We have all the upgrades. And it's going to be a tough hold here for Hydra. The Immortal going ham. Takes down the tank. Okay. Does take down the tank. The Bio Army stims in. The Colossus does arrive just in time. And with the help of the Colossus, Hydra, can he hold on? Oh no! Can he hold on? Oh my god. Barely. Hydra barely does defend. Thankfully, he was very quick when it came to focusing down the tank. Tank was the first thing to fall, and Hydra holds. Whew. Okay, Hydra does hold on behind this, saturating his third base. Gets away with saturation. Oh, the full medevac! Oh my god, full medevac gets sniped. Nice pick up here by Hydra. Okay. Snipes the medevac, pulls away. We have more stalkers warping in. And Hydra is stabilizing. He's up an expansion, he's up a mineral line. Nicoract, he did get a CC behind this, thankfully, so he's not all in. He's also expanding, but he was hoping for more damage. He was hoping he would break the third. He failed to do so. Again, the Colossus are out. And the game will slow down. Slowing things down. See Hydra ready for a Zealot run by. You can see Nicoract turtling up, throwing down his Widow Mines, setting up a sensor tower. Ooh, and Hydra, he wants that third. I mean, again, because of the failed attack, and Nicoract, he is vulnerable. He lost his tank. He lost his tanks. His Widow Mines are somewhat in position. He's getting the Viking production. And with the Zealots, Hydra, he can break this. Okay, tracking him out of position. Baits out one of the mine shots. Yeah, Zealots, they dive in. Vikings are focused down. He's going for the dive. Can they get the Colossus? Very nice pickup. Okay. Yeah, saves the Colossus. Goes for a massive warp in. And Hydra, he's breaking the third base. Oh, the Colossus have to move in. Massive swipes here on the main army. And I believe Hydra, he should barely have enough. Oh my god. Where's the warp in? Hydra, where are the reinforcements? It's fine, the juggling is good enough. There we go. Here comes the warp in. Warping in Stalkers, he breaks through the main army. GG gets called, and Hydra takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Hydra, he does take a lead in the series. And again, when it came to the game here, Nicoract, he was so committed to his push, but unfortunately, he didn't really break the third base the way he wanted to. He did kill the Immortal, but the Colossus did arrive just in time. He did not get the expansion, did not get the mineral line. He was so committed, and it wasn't worth it. Was not worth in the end. GG, well played. With that, Hydra takes game 1. And now we are loading into game number 2. Let's go. Let's go. Hydra takes the lead, and Hydra needs one more game to claim the series. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner here of Ruby Rock, we do have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran himself down in the series for the Platinum Heroes. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss himself from the land of the Netherlands. Again, he is our most recent epic land champion. It is Hydra. Am I going to lose 100k? Well, as we mentioned, right now, Hydra, he's peaking in skill. I would say right now he's looking better than he has in a very long time. As I just mentioned, hey, he just won a LAN tournament. Like, he flew over to the UK, Bab. He flew over to the UK. He traumatized the bah. And did win epic LAN. Let's go. That was like a month ago at this point. At the same time, Nicoract, I would say still, you know, when it comes to like base level here, Nicoract is the favorite player. But Hydra, he does fight back. Despite the lackluster DT opener, by the way. But that also led into it, right? Because the DTs were so lackluster, that's what prompted Nicoract's counterattack, but it just wasn't in time. And that goes into the map itself, right? We spoke about it, but Winter Madness has a longer rush distance by ground, so it took longer for Nicoract to push across the map. It gave Hydra more time to finish the Colossus, and with that he held. He held on. GG, well played. Now welcome to Ruby Rock. Now Ruby Rock is very different to Winter Madness. This is a smaller map, a shorter rush distance by ground, more exposed third, more exposed fourth base. Aggression is favored on this map, and this is where I do favor the Terran player. If we're loading into a more defensive, more macro map, that's where I favor the Protoss. Typically, Protoss are going to be more favored getting into the mid game, but Nicoract here, he thrives in the early game aggression, and this is where he's going to be at his best. Here we go. For now, we're building up. Once again, economic opener at a Nicoract, going ranks expand. We do not expect to see DTs 2 games in a row, and I'm sure Nicoract doesn't expect that either. So that shouldn't be something we have to be too concerned by. No. Like Amba in the chat. Hello, Hydra. What's going on? It's being active with that probe. Oh, okay, just scouting. Okay, he's scouting for proxy starports. Just making sure everything's on the up and up. Just making sure. Twilight Council's on the way. Hydra does hug the top side of the map as well, and just scouting. Just scouting. If the goal was to go for a Dark Shrine, then we would already see the pylon by now. So this shouldn't be a Dark Shrine. And the hallucination does get eyes on the 111. It doesn't confirm the Widowmine production. But can make that assumption. As Reaver Hellion busts into the natural, gets into the mineral line. Does nice some mining, but nothing major. So Hellion is zoned away. And Hydra's getting into 3-gate blink. It's a very safe play. 3-gate blink over at a Hydra. Nicoract likewise building up his own 3-1-1. Once again, going for the tech lab, the same build. Basically, the same build here as game 1. Widowmine drop into Raven, or maybe Banshee. So the 1 eBay on the way. Getting into +1. Yep. There's that Raven follow-up, so same build. As the Mind Draw comes in. Ooh, Hydra supply blocked. No reaction. Oh no! Ooh, delayed reaction. Massive connections. Yeah, getting forward, getting 6 probes, and one of the Widowmines even gets away. Ay. Did I say one Widowmine? Both Widowmines even. Oh, can he waddle out? He can. No. Goes in, kills 6 probes, and just walks away. Just walks away, pappy. Someone stop that Widowmine. Oh my god. Gets on top of the high ground. Can he kill the sentry? Not quite. But again, does escape. Mind Drop goes back in. And gets 1 more probe. And that's 7 probes in total. And once again, just like last game, as we're going for the Raven Harass, we do have the very strong sim timing. So stim, combat shields, +1, all these upgrades will soon finish, and Nicoract can send it across the map. Meanwhile, a big shout to Steadfast in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. I'm assuming that was a ladder session after Monday nights, the Monday Night Weekly, question mark, potentially. But hope you had a good time. Hope you had a good time. For those who are tuning in, welcome one and all to the OSC Rising Star tournament. This is a tournament for more up-and-coming amateur players, more up-and-coming players. Players that did not place too highly in their respective regionals, so players that didn't place too highly when it comes to the EU EPT or GSL or the NA EPT. So the top players in this event are players like Percival, Young Yakov, Jumi, for example, Nicoract, Hydra, Art. Facing off against each other, looking to be the next Rising Star. Let's go. Shameless, true. Shameless is the other one. And many others. Moja, BabyMarine, etc. So exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. So this is a multi-day, if not multi-month long tournament. I believe Steadfast did cover day 1, I think, day 1 or day 2. We've been covering the other days since then. It's been a lot of OSC. It's been... But here we go, Nicoract jumping in towards the main base at the same time peeling off towards the third base as well. And we'll see if Hydra can keep up. The Colossus, they do rotate towards the third, but the main base is exposed. The main base is vulnerable, gets into the mineral line. It's 1, 2 Stalkers. Nothing too major here, we're going for the sentries. And we'll get all 3. Picks up, snipes all 3 sentries at the same time, gets into the mineral line, 11 probes go down, and Hydra is being pulled apart. And he'll even lose the expansion. Oh no, the recall's too late, the base goes down. Just completely pulled apart here. Nicoract overstimmed, has to get the hell out of there, pulls away. And Hydra stuck on 2 expansions. Stuck on 2 bases, man. And he's all in. At this point, he's all in. I mean, he has a lot of Colossus, true. He's got 3 Colossi. The Prism is on the way, indicative here that he wants to counterattack. He wants to just send it across the map. Hydra supply block, that's not helping. 3 pylons on the way. Now is not the time to be supply blocked. And this one Widowmine has gotten so much value here. Another shot goes off. That's what, the 3rd, the 4th connection? Crazy. And now Nicoract is getting ready to receive. He's got his Widowmines in position. Sensor tower is done. The wing condition for Nicoract, survive. Survive the all-in. Remember, there is no 3rd. Has not been rebuilt. It's too late for that. Hydra goes back in once again. It's all or nothing. The Viking count is quite low, only 2. Soon to be 4 Vikings. So we're slowly building up the Viking counts. Colossus dive in, we get some decent force fields, but there's just so much bio on the ground. A Sims in, he wants a Colossus. Up, he gets 1. Gets 1, gets 2, there's 1 Colossus left. Yeah, the prison was too far back. Had potential to save the Colossus, but was too far behind. And Hydra down to one Colossus. One Colossus remaining. He's trying to hold his own. Trying to, but there are just so many Vikings. They shut down the prison. There's no micro. There's no potential. GG gets called. And Nicoract, he will tie things up 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, going for the same build, but this time so much more successful. The Windmine dropper was crazy, just getting so many shots off, getting, what, 8 probes towards the beginning of the game. Likewise, we saw that Hydra had built up a critical mass of Colossus, but he was not in position. He was raised to defend the main base, but the third was exposed, and he lost the entirety of the third base. Not even just the mineral line, but the Nexus as well. It was torn apart. GG, well played. With that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. Let's go. So we're loading into Title Citadel. Okay. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Title Citadel, we have the red Terran player. The red Terran himself representing the Planet of Heroes. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss from the land of the Netherlands, our most recent Epic Lane champion. It is a Hydra. Here we go. So we are tied up 1-1, and welcome one and all to Title Citadel. Title Citadel is an interesting map in the map pool. It is very large, but the bases are very spread out. The natural, the third, the fourth base, we have a lot of area to traverse between them. On top of that, we also have this entrance here, this ramp that can be opened up as well, so the aggressing player can rotate between the natural, between the third and the fourth expansion. This is similar to Tokamak, except this ramp and these rocks are more exposed. They're much more exposed. On Tokamak, it is so difficult to open up those rocks as the aggressor, just because you have to go up a ramp to even face off against them. And likewise, the ramp is closer to the bases and closer to the main army. Here it's further away. It's more accessible. So what I'm getting at is, despite the map being a little bit larger here, it is more vulnerable. There are more opportunities to be aggressive. It's not as easy to turtle up. Not as easy. As once again, 3 games in a row, Nicoract does open up with a single gas, so racks expand. Economic start out of Nicoract. And we'll see if he just goes with the same build. It's been the same build 2 games in a row already. Going for his 1-1-1 Widowmine drop into Raven into Stim timing. With a very low tank count. And we'll see if he does it again. On the flip side, Hydra's been mixing it up. Game 1, of course, we had the Proxy Dark Shrine. Game 2, we had something more standard, going 3-gate blink, but again had really rough defense against Widowmines, which did distract. How many times can a mine shoot? As often as they want, but it's often. It's just a little bit rare to see the Widowmine survive as long as it did to get those extra volleys off. It's more rare. But it also shows just how unprepared Hydra was. Now going for the Twilight Council. So we have our tech of choice. Nicoract once again going for his 1-1-1. We're expecting Widowmines after the Hellion. Oh, okay. Nicoract, he does mix things up here. For the past 2 games, has been going straight into Widowmine production into the Widowmine drop, but this time going for the Tech Lab, going for earlier tank production, or just add-on swap into Banshees. Okay. There's the add-on swap. So we have a Banshee base opener instead out of Nicoract for the first time this series. Going into Cloak. Hydra is in the dark. Hydra did not open up Sentry, so no hallucinations, is relying on the Observer instead, and did go 3-gate blink into the Robo on 2 bases into a delayed third. So very safe play here from Hydra. Is playing safe, and the Observer should confirm. Banshee moves out, Observer moves in. As the Observer doesn't go into the main, doesn't scout yet, doesn't check. Otherwise, he would see the research on the tech lab. Yeah, the scout is delayed, and he barely does confirm the tech lab is researching. He knows he's where the Cloak Banshee, at least now. Banshee moves in, back at home, nothing to defend, no safety, shield battery, no stalkers. Hydra's out of position. And Banshee's a 2-shot. They 2-shot probes. So far 4, 5, 6 probes going down. Hydra, he commits, he's all in. Hydra never expanded. Oh my god. My apologies, 4-gate. 4-gate blink. I assumed he was taking a 3rd base with a probe in position, but no, he did not expand. He's going for the kill. He's going for the throw to deny stim. Again, it's all or nothing for Hydra. Timing on the tanks. Gets one, gets 2. Barely the 2nd tank. Yeah, 2 tanks are down. Banshee as well. Nice pickoffs. And Hydra, he might actually have too much here. The boys are being pulled. Nicoract is getting desperate. He's getting desperate here. That's a little stalkers falling. Does micro towards the end. Does save them. Okay, he'll pick up micro. Saves some of the stalkers, overwhelms the Marines, camps the production. Another tank has arrived, going for the warp in. And the warp in, oh, can he finish? He can. Barely does. Warp in completes. The Banshee's still going ham, getting 23 probes. And Hydra, he's running out of steam. He's running out of stalkers. 4 stalkers remaining. Again, he had a little bit of lackluster control. He was bleeding out a lot of stalkers. He did lose the warp prism, so no more reinforcements. An extra warping of Zealots might have been enough. Now he recalls against the Banshee. And Nicoract, he's done it. Nicoract, he's on 2 bases. He's on 31 SCVs. He saved most of his workers. He barely held on. He barely survived, even without stim. And again, Hydra had potential. He almost did it, papi. Casito, casito. And GG, yeah, GG gets called. Hydra has nothing left, and Nicoract, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very, very intense game where Hydra, he went for the 2-base all-in, he went for the 4-gate. At the same time, he was crippled back at home, so his warp-ins were limited. Honestly, there's a world where if he had shield batteries, if he had even 2 stalkers back at home, and detection, to be fair, but even just shield batteries, then what does that mean? That means extra warp-ins, right? That means that his economy, it lasts a little bit longer. It means he has warp-ins to work with, extra economy, extra warp-ins. That means that he's able to maybe even overwhelm Nicoract then and there. That was a very clutch and a very tight hold for Nicoract. He barely held on. If he hadn't sniped the warp prism, if the warp-ins were a little bit more prevalent, then maybe that's game. Maybe that's game then and there. Very close, very clutch. GG. GG, well played. And with that, Nicoract does claim the series, and now we're getting into our third series of the broadcast. We have a PvP between Minnow VK and Prone. It's catching. Hydra's way so much stuff back at him. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what we mean, right? Like, because of his losses, it meant that he had limited warp-ins, it meant he had limited reinforcements to his all-in. Especially when it came to his gas income. But here we go. GG, well played with that. Congratulations to Nicoract. And now we're getting into our next series. We're getting to game 1 on Maganatha. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss himself representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Mindel VK. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the pink Protoss, representing Among Us the Two People. It is a Prome. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our PvP. Coming into this, I do lean towards Mindel VK. For those that are curious, I do see some people in the chat that are maybe unfamiliar with these players. I would say, yo, we're not a slow Joe in the chat. You don't know Prome or Mindel? So Mindel VK, he I would say that nowadays, in recent years, he has been competing a little bit less. But because he's been streaming more, he's been an active streamer, active content creator, and tournament organizer. Mindel VK organizes the Firegrow Cups, he organizes the Sunny Lake Cups, and the Waterfall Cups as well. Not just that, he competes a lot in 2v2 tournaments alongside Bratok. So he does play a lot of 2v2 with Bratok, he does stream a lot, he organizes a lot, and he casts a lot as well. So in the past 2 years, he's stepped away from being a pro gamer and stepped a little bit more into being like an overall content creator. As a result, I will say that his play has somewhat stagnated, but that's because he's been focusing his attention elsewhere. And I really do appreciate it, the work that he's been doing, running a lot of tournaments, hosting a lot of events as well, and stepping into a bit of a caster role. He's been doing a lot. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Prome is similar, actually. So Prome, he's a little more active in the StarCraft Evolution scene. So if you've been watching StarCraft Evolution, Prome is very active. I would say that Prome is one of the best Protoss players in SC Evo. I would say he's up there alongside Rebellion. Hey, we just casted Rebellion, for example. True. So I would say that Prome is comparable to Rebellion in SC Evo. I say that specifically because Prome is less active in StarCraft 2 tournaments. In StarCraft 2 events, Prome, he is definitely a little bit lacking. He's definitely a bit of a step below the others, but part of that is because he does devote a lot more time into SC Evo. Not just that, but similar to Mindel VK, Prome has also been organizing his own tournaments and also organizing his own Korean SC Evo tournaments over on Chijik. So technically we got two tournament organizers. True, we got with Prome and Mindel VK. But here we go, we do have Jesus, one base all in. It was 2 gate, and we throw down a 3rd and 4th. So 4 gates set up here, 1 base all in by Prome. I think I said 2 base. 2 base, so my apologies. 1 base all in out of Prome. Meanwhile, Mindel VK going 2 gate into an expansion. So standard play out of one player, hyper aggressive out of the other. There is a natural base on the way, but I believe this is a fake out because you would never get this many gateways this early on without the intention of being hyper aggressive. So we got a lot of gateways. Mindel VK does poke in. Again, Mindel VK, he sees the expansion, so he takes his own, and he is none the wiser. None the wiser, Pat. This Prome does threaten the move out. We can see Mindel trying to set up a proxy. Warp gate is almost done. And I'm really curious to see if Prome cancels. If he cancels, gets a refund and affords extra warp ins. As the Nexus is tanking quite a bit. Robo's on the way back at home for Mindel VK. Warp gate is done. So far locks down to 3 of those Stalkers, not bad. Yeah, he gets 1. But reinforcements have arrived. Prome gets punished. And he's trying to reinforce, trying to warp in. Nexus does finish, okay, no refund. And Mindel, he's just been trading so well here, takes every single sentry. Takes down all the sentries, he does have the overwhelming army, takes down the Stalker as well, just better trades for Mindel VK. And just slightly better trades. Oh my god, locks down the Stalker. Very nice force field. Stalkers are in the way. And Prime is losing too much. Losing far too much here. Again, MinoVK just keeps warping in with that pylon. Just keeps reinforcing. Better arc, better concave, better control. He does beat out one more stalker. Mindo, he has to pull out. Let's get the hell out of here. And you can see the worker disparity. There's a reason why I assumed that we were going to be canceling the space. Promi has no probes. He has no workers. He's on 25 workers. MinoVK is up by 10 on 35. Has a booming economy. He can afford immortals as well. And MinoVK is just getting further and further ahead. The longer this goes on, the worse it's going to be for Prime. And Premi's going to try to macro. Oh, so I do believe that he did intend to be more aggressive, but he's been forced to be the defender instead. He bled out so many stalkers, and now he's just stuck at home. And he's stuck at home instead, and MinoVK is getting further ahead instead. Working towards Blink. He's got his 2 immortals. He's on 2 base saturation from mirroring, just get a 3rd. And Prome is just in a very rough position. Mindo even just going for glaives. Okay, extra gateways. MinoVK had the option to expand. He could have taken a 3rd base, but he's opting to delay his 3rd base heavily, if not just not take it. Go for a massive gateway explosion into glaives, into immortal glaive adepts. Oh boy. So a hyper aggression here by MinoVK. And honestly, this is a really good way to just close it out. To end the game. To go for one big push. As I'm sure he's aware that he's ahead. You know, Prime has just been building up his stalker count. Just going mass stalker. Unfortunately, these are vanilla stalkers. No blink. Twilight Council just now began. Da-da. Yeah, Mindo is pulling him apart. Just pulling him apart. Gets into the mineral line. Gets 1, 2, 3, up to 4 probes. Can we get 5? Oh, can we get 6? Jesus. 6, 7 probe kills. This is getting out of hand. Getting up to 8. Can we get 9? Barely not. 8 probes go down. Prome is going into charge, not blink. Bold move. Considering how many stalkers he has. Okay. And here comes Mindo. Again, remember, he chose to go for a 2-base all in. He chose not to expand. Warping in a terrifying death bull of an army with 4 immortals. That's a lot of immortals, pap. With that, he's pushing. He's got his prison to reinforce. And it's going to be a tough hold for Prime. Now again, because there's no blink, force fields are going to be that much more important as well. Like force fields, they can just lock down the army and slice it up. Speaking of, gets a stalker. Nothing major yet. GG gets called. We don't get the final fight. The writing was on the wall, and MinoVK takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. He does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if Prime can recover and bounce back coming into game number 2. The pressure is on. The pressure is on. So we are jumping into our game. Let's go. Here we go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss himself representing Satstorm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MinoVK. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the pink Protoss player, the pink Protoss himself. The South Green Protoss representing among us the 2 people. It is Prome. We go. Setting up. We are settling in. And we'll see if Prome does deviate once again. Remember last game, Prome did go for extra gateways before expanding. It didn't really come into play too much. It really hurt him more than anything, as he was struggling to maintain himself, struggling to defend. Because he invested into those gateways, it meant that he had no shield batteries, for example. He had no defensive setup. It's just a really rough early game for Prome. And we do see that this game, Prome does go for a later scout. Yeah, much later scout here. Mindle's looking for the second pylon. And Prome will hide it. Okay. I mean, now we see why. It wasn't the scout, he's just hiding his pylon. So Prome is going for a fake out. Wait. He's going for a very real proxy. Okay. So Prome, he's getting a really fast third pylon. This is a fake third pylon here. So we have 3 pylons. With that, Prome is going to be oversupply because he intends to hide this and to commit to an all-in. Okay. Cheeky moves. Meanwhile, Nicoract, everything's looking relatively normal here. There's the robo, there's the all-in. Typically against an all-in like this, Nicoract would have the foresight of being aware that a pylon is missing, but he doesn't really have that here. Even here we have a fake 4th pylon. Now Minnow should notice that the 3rd and 4th pylon were late. He should notice that. But he might just assume that, you know, maybe Prome is just getting supply blocked. Nah, he's checking. Yeah, he does smell that something's off. Something's not quite right here. He does check the closer proxy locations. He's going for his own robo. Good read. Does go for his own robo. Is still expanding, but he's going to have early immortal production. So very safe response by Mindle. Very safe. As a late proxy robo, yes, as we just mentioned, it's a late proxy robo because this was on the 3rd pylon, not the 2nd pylon. Kind of like it was a fake 3rd in the main. Like this was a very intentional build by Prome, designed to make it look like, you know, something more standard. But Nicoract didn't fall for it. It's like he's still playing safe, still playing very, very safe. He's got his 2 shield batteries, mass sentries, mass force fields, and the first immortal is almost out. Just needs a little bit more time. Nicoract now he's fully aware. He does spot the immortal. Zones away. The immortal has arrived. Here he's going for the main, he's going for the force field. Oh, no! He gets it away. Nicoract was in position. He was in position. He denies the force field. Cheeky moves out of Prome. He tried to force field the ramp. We saw that yesterday, if you recall. Did see that yesterday. Este Prome. Oof. Doesn't find a way in. And remember, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Mindle. Tries to lock down the army. And Mindle, you will save his sentries, most of them I should say. Oh, all of them even. Pulls away, just buying more time. 2 more shield barriers on the way. There's the NG overcharge. Oof. Once again, the controller solid. Mindle saves the immortal. And again, it's all just about buying time here. He's running out of force fields. Oh, it does bleed out a couple of sentries. Sentries are going down. Has to pull away. The boys are being pulled. Minovique getting desperate here. Getting a little bit desperate. But does break out. Yeah, he breaks out, takes out the sentries. The immortals are on their own. He wants them back. Although the prism. Has to be careful. It does juggle forward. We have 3 immortals here for Prome. But he's being chased down. Oh, Minovique has to be very cautious to overextend. Jump goes over the wall. Oh, we'll lose one of the immortals. It does overextend here. Has to pull away. Has been missing warp ins. Actually going for a Stargate behind this. Okay. Should be for a Phoenix. Phoenixes are a secure way to shut down the prism and to lift the immortals. There you go. Phoenix production has begun. Building up with the Phoenixes. And what's important is that even though Minovique did overextend for a moment there, he still has a better economy, still has more mining. Is still in a better position as he now buys time for these shield batteries to regenerate. The shield batteries are just full of energy. Now, Prome did maintain all of his immortals, true. He's still got 4 immortals, but they're very low. Oh, so it looks like there was a pause. And there was a pause. Army does try to dive in. And we'll get one of them. Doesn't quite get the Stalker. Does get one of the batteries. That's up to 5 immortals. Jesus. 5 immortals back. Nice concave. The immortals they go ham. The boys are being pulled. Ah, but here comes a Phoenix. It does lift 1. The others are low. And they go finally. Immortals are going down. Getting 1, 2 dead immortals. Getting 3. 1 immortal left. Down to 1. Down to 0. And Middle holds. Middle he holds on. GG gets called. Minovique he will defend and he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Minovique. He will claim the series. He will take it. Again, he did have the freedom to pull the boys there as well. He was on 2 bases. He was ahead. The longer the game went on, the better it would be for Minovique. And again, Prome, he was up against the wall. It was a really unique build out of Prome. As a reminder, he did go for a fake 3rd pylon in the main base. That's why his build was more disrupted. That's why it was more delayed. That was the purpose of it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, see Pashka in the chat. Yeah, just as a reminder, again, it was intentionally delayed just to try to force a different reaction. Bearing in mind the goal there for Prome is that Minovique goes for a standard economic opener, but he didn't. As a reminder, Minovique, he went for a Robo before Nexus. It looks like Minovique, he did get a read, or he did recognize that the pylons were late and something was a little bit off. That's why we were emphasizing that he was scouting for the proxy. He was checking his 3rd base locations and even his 4th location as well. Didn't find a proxy, but Minovique did still decide to play very, very safely, even though there was less indication of there being an all-in. So very safe play there by Mindle, despite the scouting, despite the deceived information that he was getting as well, just because Prome was getting extra pylons just to make things look like they were normal when they were anything but. So GG. GG, well played. And with that, Minovique does claim the series. And again, it was an interesting setup there from Prome. Unfortunately, as we mentioned, it didn't quite work out. The goal there is to ideally lure your opponent into a more standard build, which didn't quite work out. But for now, we're going on a break. We'll see you guys soon after the break with the remainder of the broadcast. We're going to be following Rebellion. Rebellion, he was able to take down Art earlier. He's going to be going up against BabyMarine in the next round. Likewise, we're going to be following Minovique into Ledlix into another PvP. So 2 series remaining. For now, we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll see you with some more matches with BabyMarine and Rebellion. See you soon. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. welcome back everyone, welcome back. Welcome back as we have returned with the second half of the broadcast. We just wrapped up, of course, with the initial 3 best of 3s. We did have Rebellion versus Art, we had Nicoract versus Hydra, and Minovike versus Prome. But now up next we do have Rebellion. After he won against Art, he will advance on to face off against BabyMarine. Here we go, we have a TVP here between Rebellion and BabyMarine. Bearing in mind we're still in the lower bracket, we're still in the lower half of the bracket here, so these are elimination matches. The losers of these series are being eliminated from the entire tournament. Oh boy, the pressure is on. We are loading into our TVP. After the series we have another best of 5. It'll be Minovike versus Ledlix. That will be our next matchup. Let's go. So we're jumping in and spawning in the top left hand corner of Ruby Rock. We do have the pink Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss, representing among us the 2 people. It is Rebellion. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Italian Terran player, the red Terran, representing Streamer Zone. It is at BabyMarine. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, I do lean towards BabyMarine. I do lean towards our Terran player here for being slightly favored, but at the same time I also understand that Rebellion is not a standard opponent. Rebellion, he does like to go for some quirky builds and some cheesy styles, and does come up with his own builds more often than not, so he can be a very difficult player to play against. We'll see what Rebellion has up his sleeve. Let's go. Let us go. So now we're going to be setting up. We do have a double gas opener out of our Terran player. Nicoract previously was going for purely Rax expands in his series, but here we have BabyMarine going for double gas into a faster factory into faster tech. With that BabyMarine, his economy is going to be slightly delayed, getting a later CC. On top of that, welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is one of the more aggressive maps of the map pool, has a much more open third, much more open fourth base. Aggression is favored here. No! Oh my god, his SV almost goes down. Nice little win here for Rebellion, forcing a second SV off the mineral line, forcing some inefficiencies. Jeez. As the probe is back for more. Este probe back. Back in, does tase away, and pulls out. So players are opening up. Over here we do open up. We do have our initial take of choice again. Rax into the faster factory. CC is going to be on the high ground here for BabyMarine, so being a little bit safe in his follow-up, being a little bit safer. And likewise, we're still waiting for the tech of choice from our Protoss as well. I'm waiting for the Stargate or the Twilight Council, or technically even the robot. As BabyMarine behind this does go for Reactor Reaper Hellion. Going to commit to early game aggression. By committing into this many Reapers and Hellions, the goal should be for economic damage, to bust into a mineral line and to try to wreak havoc. We do see the Rebellion, he is walling up. He's walling up his natural base. It's going to be difficult to break through into the natural and to actually get into the bases. We'll see if BabyMarine can pull this off as he's making another wave. Yeah, another wave of Reaper Hellion. Getting up to 3 Reapers, and okay, only 3, doesn't go up to 5. There are some players that go up to 5 Reapers and 3 Hellions instead, but here we're just stopping a little bit earlier. Here comes the move out. And again, these Reapers and Hellions, they do not scale well into a longer game, so you want to trade them out, you want to throw them away for probes. But so far the SimCity is looking decent. Of course, a KDA charge can break through that wall. Pokes in, sees the army, pulls away. Behind this, going into Cloak Banshee. And may even just wait for the Banshees to cause the distraction. Or even have this be the distraction. As there are too many Stalkers here. Behind this, Rebellion did open up 2 gates, I believe. Yeah, two gate blink. alongside his Robo, and from here Rebellion can expand. And there's the third. There's the third base. BabyMarine doesn't find a way in. So far Rebellion looking decent. When he pokes in, he pulls away. Behind this, going into his own cloak Banshee follow-up. He's banking his Banshees. And behind this, he does throw down 2 extra Raxes here, so he's got his 3-1-1 setup. And we'll see if he does commit. As he's slowly building up those tanks. Going for the idle swap, going for stim. Okay, so going for a later timing. So far, it's been a relatively passive early game. The Reaper Hellion found no damage. I will say the BabyMarine, he didn't throw it away. Like, he didn't want to just waste his units, so he does hold on to them a little bit longer. We're waiting for a better opportunity to find some damage. Banshees, they make their way into the main. 2 Banshees, they can one-shot probes, and Rebellion, he's out of position, he's across the map. And probes are going down, getting 4, 5, 6 probe kills. And how many more will he get? Getting up to 8. 8 probes go down. One of the Banshees does get away. Oh god. He gets away, getting up to 11, 12, 13 probes. Ay, ay, ay. One Banshee does get sniped towards the end. But this was worth it. This was worth it for BabyMarine. He does pull out. Ooh, we'll lose both Banshees. Okay. I mean, Rebellion at least gets both Banshees, but still did lose a massive chunk of his army, of his workers, I should say. And we're getting ready for the follow-up. BabyMarine is building up. Rebellion finally gets found. Rebellion going into disruptors? Wait, what? Typically when you go for a Bay, you do open up Colossus, but just because they're more secure, they're just more reliable forms of damage. Going disruptor first is crazy, but okay. Just one disruptor. Goes disruptor into Colossus. Bold move out of Rebellion. Here comes a move out. Observer gets spotted. Behind this, we have 2 more Raxes on the way in the 3rd TC, so technically BabyMarine, he's not all in. He's still very committed. Never goes off. Oh no! Oh my god! Massive connection! BabyMarine, he wasn't looking! He wasn't looking, fam. Yay, yay, yay. The disruptor was worth it. Just like that, it was worth it, fam. I mean, he stims in, he does chase down the Stalkers, and despite the never connecting here, we're in a little bit of trouble. There we go. Here come the Warpins, here comes the Concave, and Rebellion, he will hold. He will hold on, shuts down the Widow Mines, and again, that was just a brutal connection. Colossus are on the way, and Rebellion, he should be able to hold on. As he bleeds out more probes. Whew, okay. Now, on the one hand, that was an amazing fight for Rebellion. That is true. On the flip side, though, remember, he has lost 18 probes throughout the course of this game. Insane damage with the Banshee, and now with the Reaper follow-up as well. So, because of that, he's not as ahead as he should be. He should be getting a 4th right now. There should be like a 4th base on the way. He should have a standing army to work with. But because of the early damage, things are more or less equalizing, if not still in favor of BabyMarine, which is crazy. Like, that Nova was insane. That Nova was not good enough. I mean, it couldn't have been better, but it shows how far ahead BabyMarine was, or is. Oh, as it gets caught on siege, it does get caught on siege. Despite that, tanks, they will punish the Colossus. Marines, they stem in. He wants it. barely does. Colossus goes down, Stalker's out of position. And Rebellion, he's still hurting. He's still behind economically. BabyMarine is getting his third base up and running. Rebellion, he should have a fourth by now. He's just now getting it up. Okay, the fourth base is late. The army is lacking. Now, if he can get another disruptor, if he can... Second robo's on the way. Now, if he can get another disruptor and land another Nova, then different story, but... Currently, at least, BabyMarine does have momentum. Rebellion does dive on those tanks, getting one, getting two tanks. But he's putting out so many zealots. And Marauders, can they get on top of the Colossus? He's trying. Doesn't have enough. Yeah, doesn't have enough. He stems in. Oh my god, almost does. Colossus barely does pull away in time. And Rebellion, he overextends. Colossus goes down. And again, quick moves out of BabyMarine. Punishes the Colossus twice now. And Rebellion, he's still hurting. He just blinks. No, he just blinked forward, and he'll lose so many Stalkers in the process. Losing 3, 4, 5, 6 Stalkers going down. Brutal losses. And BabyMarine, he might just snowball out of control. Just too many losses here for Rebellion. Just too many poor trades. Too many poor fights. As you mentioned, like the Nova was amazing, but again, because of all the economic damage, Rebellion, he was still behind. Okay, we're back. We're back with a disruptor. If we can land it again, then maybe. The problem here is that this is so Marauder heavy now. BabyMarine, he can tank it over. Now the Observer does spot the army. I'm sure Rebellion is tempted to move in. Scan reveals the disruptors. Now I'm sure BabyMarine, he's on edge. The Scan spotted the rotation. So it pivots back around. Scan shuts down the Observer. So far, nice moves out of BabyMarine. And Rebellion is out of position. Again, he's looking for the medevacs. And with that, the fourth base goes down. Sorry, the fifth base goes down. That's a cancel. BabyMarine diving on the main army. He spreads well. Never goes off. Never does connect with some Widow Mines. Not much else. Rebellion is still stuck on 4 bases. He's up to 4 disruptors. Again, Rebellion has been having a hard time, but with all these Novas, he can still win a fight. Pulls back around. BabyMarine rotating over towards the third. Army gets spotted by the Observer. Can he get the Nexus? It's going to be close. There's a recall, and the base will fall, but the recall finishes. Gets one, gets 2 disruptors. Nice pickups, nice snipes. BabyMarine tries to pull away. Gets 1 more disruptor. So far, doing a decent job here of pulling his opponent apart. Dropping into the main. Drops in. Rebellion, though, is not going back home. He's pushing. And even though he's losing probes, losing bases, Rebellion, he commits. And does he have enough? Okay, there are 4 ghosts. And Nova sends away. The Nova was premature. So we're bringing nothing but zealots. More disruptors have arrived. The Nova does connect. Yeah, decent connection here so far. He's got 2 more Novas left. Another one zones away. He's got 1 more. Oh my god. Clips the army. Gets a ghost. First goes down to Rebellion. He can still pull this off. Oh no! Oh my god. There's Novas are recharging. There's one more Nova remaining. Remember, he had 3 in total. He just spent 2. He's holding on to it. There it is! Oh. Once again, gets a Marauder. Marauders are getting picked up. Across the map, he will lose another expansion. Nexus barely doesn't go down on 8 HP. But Rebellion, he has a massive army. He's going for it. Oh my god, Novas are connecting. He's got 2 more. Forcing a bit of friendly fire there towards the end. But yeah, the Novas are becoming too much. Oh my god. Punishing BabyMarine. And now Rebellion's going for it. He's going for the kill. He has done it. He has broken the Terran. The Novas, they just keep popping up throughout the entire game. And BabyMarine just cannot keep up. His Medevac's out of energy. His stims are killing himself. Well, he's just dying from his own stims even. Novas are popping up. Oof. And they just keep connecting back. Ah, no. Yeah, BabyMarine, he's on his last legs. On his last legs here, he does get the final disruptor. Fighting back against Stalkers, Vikings, they land, they took down the Colossus. BabyMarine's holding on back. Oh my god, actually a really good trade. Catching out so many Stalkers. BabyMarine's holding and surviving. Uh oh, Miss Rally. It's okay, he notices. Rally does notice, he pulls away. And he's on 4 bases. He's on a very low probe count, as he's been losing expansion after expansion, but barely does maintain the next side themselves. Rebellion's up 20 workers. And BabyMarine is barely holding on. Floating over his third. Now, I still do give the edge to Rebellion. Rebellion has a lot of potential with these disruptors. We've seen them connect time and time again. But BabyMarine is still in this. It's the Observer. Oh no! Observer does get away, just barely. Barely floats away. I believe there's 1 ghost. Yeah, 1 ghost. Cool. Army gets spotted. Rebellion's in position.
I live on.
Leaning forward, bold Link. He's crazy. Never goes up. So again, does clip the army. BabyMarine going for a split push. He does split off towards the left hand side. Rebellion is not ready for this, and we may just go for a base trade here. These Zealots are going to be shut down easily. Rebellion, he recalls. Ooh, he recalls his high-tech army. Scary. So far as keeping up. Never goes off. And remember, Rebellion, he just recalled. He just rallies everything over to defend, which means his northern base is exposed. He's diving, which means he will lose the mineral line. Okay, base goes down, probes as well. Never goes off. Oh my god, does connect. Novas are connecting, which means Rebellion, he can defend with a bare minimum. He just needs 1 warp in. 1 good warp in and he will defend. He commits across. Splits are okay. But still takes losses. Sorry, BabyMarine, he's clawing his way back in. He got a 4th base. Like, he got his base up and running. He's got his 4th. He has a comparable economy. He's been buying time. I say comparable economy. Technically, I would say that BabyMarine has a better economy, actually. Yeah, we can see under saturation here at this expansion. Long distance mining instead. This is still anyone's game. Yeah, 5 disruptors. Barely, sorry, BabyMarine, can he split? First nerve is premature. Too soon. So BabyMarine is shocking around. Oh, rough engage here for Rebellion. Nerves go off. He's trigger happy. It's 2 nervous. Even recall. Oh, God. The recall is just giving BabyMarine so much time. He's being allowed to max out. No. And speaking of, he's about to max. He's about to max out. With a very intense army of Mass Marauder, Mass Marine, Vikings. The armies, they pass by each other. Rebellion does spot him. Pushing up a checkpoint. Nervous, they go up. They graze the army. Yeah, no major connections. Builds potential. Vikings, they pop off. They reset the Colossus count. Barely one Colossus gets away. But again, a messy fight out of Rebellion. He had so much potential here, but now he's down to 3 disruptors. Oh no, throws away disrupt. Throws it away. The army control is lacking. I think BabyMarine's done it. At this point, he can just tank it. Yeah, 2 Novas go off. Once again, he wastes the disruptors. He dives in, and BabyMarine, he will just collapse on this army. Cleans up all the zealots, and there's nothing left. Yeah, there's nothing here. GG gets called, Rebellion gets outscaled, and BabyMarine takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. BabyMarine, he does take the first game here. Rebellion had so much potential. Again, Rebellion, he was ahead, but something that was killing him were the counterattacks, the drops. BabyMarine, he was dead in the water, but thanks to his drop play, he bought so much time to build up his base, to rebuild his economy, and to, again, outscale the Protoss army. So it was not easy there for BabyMarine to play from behind, but he was able to claw his way back in. GG. GG, well played. Impressive recovery there from BabyMarine, and Rebellion again just had a really hard time gaining map vision, map awareness, map control to stop the drops, and to defend against them. We saw so many every time there was a recall, it just gave BabyMarine so much time. There were like 3 recalls there that forced Rebellion all the way back home, and it did delay the aggression, to delay the push, gave BabyMarine time to build up. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting to game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Rebellion is the underdog, right? Yes. Yes, Rebellion is the underdog. And here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Pink Protoss representing among us 2 people. It is Rebellion. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Italian Terran player, the Red Terran representing Streamer Zone. It is BabyMarine. We go. But again, a very intense game, very intense. Rebellion, he had some stronger moments when it came to the main army engagements. BabyMarine, he was lacking when it came to splitting and dealing with those purification overs. But in the end, the counterattacks, the drop play did excel. Did pull Rebellion apart. GG. GG. Oh, hello. As we are setting up for a proxy. We have 1 Rax back at home, 1 across the map, going for 2 Rax Reaper. A very uncommitted variation, true. Instead of just going for the straight proxy 2 Rax. Setting up, once again, Rebellion being as annoying as possible. Tasing away at that probe. And we're actually, going for a bit of a later proxy here. So Iraq's nonetheless, but building on Marauders. So very committed. Much more committed here than initially assumed. Guster Shell is on the way. We're building up those Marauders. And Rebellion, if he does cut corners, he's going to be vulnerable here without shield barriers, without warp-ins. I'm concerned. Okay, we do have a safety shield barrier on the way. We'll see where the Stalkers are going to be. Whether they stay home or move out. Oh, did he? I mean, he did see the main. He saw the lack of anything. Yeah, no CC, no factory. He's aware that something is wrong. Second shield battery. Good read here by Rebellion. He's aware this isn't quite adding up. Oh, shout out to the Warcraft 3 sound effects. And with 2 shield barriers, I believe Rebellion should hold. Yeah. Oh, bit of an overreaction. Triggers Guardian Shield. And the game will continue. Remember, as we mentioned, this is not the most committed proxy, as there was no proxy 2 racks. Just one. CC back at home. We back off. So BabyMarine, he will back off. Now, coming into the mid-game here, Rebellion is in a slightly better position just because of the natural, right? He already has a Nexus, he's already making 2 probes at a time, and this base is heavily delayed. So, that is true. Rebellion is ahead economically. And we'll see what he does with that economic lead. Oh, did I say he was ahead? That is a very fast third CC. Because BabyMarine is behind, because his base is so late, he double expands. Getting 2 bases at once. Very greedy response here by BabyMarine, but very necessary. If he didn't do this, he would stay behind. Like, he would fall behind, he would stay behind, so this is a way to recover. And we'll see if he can get away with it. The hope is that Rebellion is passive. Crossway is too passive, too defensive. If they fail to scout, if they fail to punish, then BabyMarine, he will be able to recover and get away with it. As Rebellion, he's going for a gateway explosion. Rebellion, he's not expanding. This is a very late third base. 2 base all in. Yeah, Rebellion is essentially going for a 2 base all in, blindly. Taking into charge. Going for the Warp Prism. And we'll see if BabyMarine can hold. Now, something that's going to benefit BabyMarine here is that because of the fast third CC, there's no starport. He's been hyper-fixated on a bio production instead, on army units. Tanks are on the way. And the rush distance by ground is long. So that will help BabyMarine. Rebellion moves out. He moves out. Very late third base here for Rebellion. Remember, BabyMarine, his third is already done. And this needs to get damage done. Rebellion, he needs damage here. Poking and prodding is not good enough. We are lacking SimCity. There's no bunker, there's no depots. True. But that's still a lot of bio. It's a lot of Marine Marauder. Go does dive in, gets the tank. Tank will go down, the boy's being pulled. They do evacuate. And BabyMarine, he just gives up on the natural. Gives up on it. Remember, there's no stim. There's no stim, he cannot defend his natural. And this is nice damage here for Rebellion. Not game ending, but is nice. BabyMarine, he's waiting for stim. So got more Zealots warping in. Alien threatening a dive into the main. Yeah, we are building up. BabyMarine finally breaks out with his own double drop. Rebellion just now saturating his own third base, and now BabyMarine can land his own. And remember, he didn't lose many workers. The worker counts are neck and neck. BabyMarine actually has a better economy once he lands his third. And I'm a little bit surprised that Rebellion ran all the way back home. He denied the natural, but he's not here to delay the third base. Especially with investing into all these Zealots. Like, he has so many Zealots on the ground. He should be active, he should be containing, but he isn't. Gets into the main, spots a third CC. Gets some worker damage. Oh jeez, BabyMarine, he just pulls the boys. Like, never mind. I thought it was just gonna land his third base in a macro. He totally could. But the boys are being pulled. BabyMarine, he goes for the all-in. He sends at that. And that's a lot of boys. They're here to tank the charge. Nice, very nice force fields. Slices off the army. Oh, oof, my shot goes off. Gets a lot of value. Force fields are running out. Zealots are wreaking havoc across the map, but reinforcements will clean this up. BabyMarine, he commits in. Oh, the mine shots. Oh my god. Yeah, the mine shots are brutal. Third base has been broken. Rebellion, he will lose the third. Across the map, he still has one more Zealot. He still has the Prism. He can still try to warp in. He's trying. He has defensive DTs. Awesome Dark Templar. BabyMarine, does he have another scan? Oh, that's the DTs that are getting a lot of hits in. Getting a lot of damage. And BabyMarine, he's running out of steam. He's running out of units up. Does he have a scan? There we go. Does scan towards the end. Takes down both Dark Templar. But Rebellion is holding. And there's still DTs across the map as well. BabyMarine, he had potential. I mean, again, he didn't have to go for an all-in himself. Could have just expanded and just played it out. I mean, he was in a good position. Gets a final Dark Templar. And the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be here for the Protoss. As Rebellion, he saved. I mean, he saved the third base. Third base did not go down. Rebellion resaturates. Now he's building up his army once again. Now, do we pull the boys for a second time? Do we? Still has that third CC. The Raven is out. Yeah, then let's go. He pulls the boys for a second time. The second all-in, baby. The second wave, the second round. Now, what is scary here is that what is Rebellion doing? Now, Rebellion, he's getting a fourth base. He's throwing down a bay. He's getting upgrades. He is teching up. Right now, he needs army. He needs as much army as possible. He needs those warp-ins. There's a scan. There's one Archon. Okay, there we go. A wave of Zealots. Let's get more charge lots. Anti-armor missile connects. Massive connection. Catching the Archon and most of the Zealots. And the base goes down. Yeah, just like that, the expansion falls. cuts off the army from the third. He's still moving in. Rebellion forced to engage. Oh my god. And one of my shots go off. The cell state just melts. Yeah, there's barely any charge loss left. Going for another warp in. BabyMarine still just rallying. Still has a wall of boys. Loving that he saves the Widow Mines. He does on borrow. Borrows, he pulls away. He's checking for the fourth base. They're dragging the army out into the open. Mine shots are reset. Oh my god. Widow Mines do punish. There's still a couple of SCVs left. And dragging the army into Liberator range. Kills the fourth. And are we going for the base trade? Oh god, okay. Rebellion, he turns around. He goes across the map. He sends at Pappy. He's been spotted. And BabyMarine turns around as well. Yeah, he wants the army. In a head-on fight, I do favor the Terran. There's just not enough charge loss here. There's not enough buffer. Liberator does overextend. Losing one. Losing barely both. Oh, but the Prism goes down. Prism goes down. GG gets called the Archons as well. And BabyMarine with a crazy comeback takes game number 2 in the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. BabyMarine, he was in a rough position initially with the failed proxy. How did he react? With a fast third TC, but even then he was punished. Rebellion, he was able to move out, able to deny the natural. I was just shocked to see that Rebellion, after denying the natural base, he turned everything around. He had so many zealots, he had so many chargelets. I would say that ideally the Protoss player wants to stay on the low ground and contain for as long as possible. Contain the Terran player on one base, on 2 bases for as long as possible, where he pulled away early and he gave BabyMarine a lot of freedom, a lot of breathing room in the end. And with that, he was able to build up, muster up an army, pull off the 2-base all-in, which was relatively successful, and then just do it again. Just do it again. Keep pulling the boys, Pappy. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations here to BabyMarine. My condolences to Rebellion, as Rebellion, he is out of the tournament, and with that, BabyMarine, he'll advance on into the next round, and we are getting ready for our next matchup. Here we go. We have our final series, the final best of 3 of the broadcast. It's going to be a PvP between MinoVK and Ledlix. Let's go. Here we go. Of course, you can also argue that that Rebellion was a little bit too greedy as well. Against the 2-base all-ins, he was getting a 4th base, he was taking up. Whereas it all didn't matter then and there. And here we go, we're getting to our first series. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself representing Saxon Gaming. It is MinoVK. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the Italian Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Ledlix. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our PvP. Now, coming into this, MinoVK just took down Prome in the previous PvP, of course. Looking very solid, looking very in form. Meanwhile, Ledlix, he has been on the rise as of late. Ledlix has been getting better and better results over the past couple of months. It's been a recent rise, a recent growth for Ledlix. Getting better results. He's still the underdog, I will say. Like, Ledlix is still kind of, you know, making a name for himself and rising through the ranks. He's still kind of working on that. And this is going to be a big challenge for Ledlix to take it to MinoVK. Best of luck. Best of luck. For now, 2-gate opener out of Mindle, 2-gate opener out of Ledlix, 2-gate openers all around. Welcome once again to Golden Aura. Golden Aura is one of the larger and one of the older maps in the map pool. Was around a couple of years ago during the COVID era of StarCraft. Like 2022, 2023-ish era of StarCraft. Not too long ago. A couple of years. Again, it's a very large map. In other matchups, was known for longer and later games. Was known for the late game. But here in PvP, I mean, you can proxy, you can reinforce, you can be very aggressive. So the map matters a little bit less here in this matchup. just because of the mobility of the army, but also because of the warping mechanic. Proxies, you can still be very aggressive in the face of your opponents. For now, we're settling in. Lelix does open up with a 2-gate opener into a faster expansion, Sentry Expand, a very greedy build here by Lelix, and he also attempts the pylon block. There we go, there's a pylon, there's a block. With that, Lelix does take an economic lead, and K is going to be slightly behind instead economy. As he's working on that pylon. Cancellation, there's a Nexus. And again, a nice little lead here for Lelix. So far, so good. From here, we get into our tech of choice. Do we go into a Twilight Council, Stargate, or Robo? Where are we headed? We have the answer, Robo opener at Lelix, going for earlier Immortal production. This is going to be a more safer, more defensive build here from our blue Protoss. Makes sense after the more economic start. Meanwhile, Twilight Council out of K is going to be the aggressor. At least early on. Lelix's opener, this can lead into a 2-base all-in. It can lead into a Glaive Adept, a Mass Immortal all-in, so bear that in mind. This can still turn into something more aggressive later, but initially he will relinquish map control. Gives it up. The reasoning for this is by going for a Twilight Council, you have Blink, and with Blink you have a very mobile composition and you can be active on the map and you can poke in, poke out, blink away. Going for a Robo opener leads into Observers for detection, Immortals for a more robust army. Does decide to open up with a War Prism. This does give Lelix the potential, the ability to harass, that is true, but he still has to be careful. As with this, he can ferry Adepts into the main, into the bases. Speaking of, here they come. Depths are spotted. Sorry, just stretching. Yeah, stretching. But here you go, you can see the load up and 2 Adepts taking one-shot workers, so we're going for the Prism into the main base to harass while we build up Immortals back at home. Their base also being taken, and I'm curious to see if this Twilight Council is for charge or for glaives. One is more macro oriented. Here you can see K is hunting for that Prism. Oh no! He's in position. One more volley. Oh my god, the Prism does go down. Massive pickoff. Shuts down the Prism, shuts down the Adepts. Lelix, he is going to be denied. And he's going to blink. He's going into a blink follow-up here. Now, this is dangerous just because Lelix is going to be a window in time where K has blink and Lelix does not. Going to be stuck with Vanilla Stalkers. We have the Proxy Gateway. K, instead of expanding, he's going for the 2-base all-in. So 2-base all-in out of K. We have a massive Gateway explosion. 4 gates on the way. 2 gates already done. It's going to be a 2-base, 6-gate all-in out of K. And Lelix took a third. He took a third off of 2 gates. 2 gateways, 3rd base, minimal warp ins, Lelix, he is vulnerable. The Immortals do help, true. Does have Immortals. By that he has 1, soon to be 2. Nice force fields, trying to lock down the army, but blink is done. See, chat, this is the last best of 3 tonight? Yes, yes. Last one. Then it's breakfast time and then veg time. I was tempted to have a ladder session after this, but I think I'm a little bit too tired for that. I think I should sleep at least a little bit. Veg would be nice. Oh, as he blinks in, he can 2-shot. Yeah, he can 2-shot the Immortals. Gets one, gets the other. Immortals go down. And K, he just has an overwhelming army. He's got 14, sorry, he's got double the Stalker count. Over double. It's a Guardian Shield. Gets up the ramp. Remember, he can blink away. So can Lelix. He's got his own blink. But the numbers just are not in his favor. The Shield Barriers are helping. They do what they can. But the Immortals in the back line trying to get involved. And Lelix, can he hold on? Okay. He is holding, does bleed out 6 probes, but he does defend his third. And there's a very late third base here for MinoVK. MinoVK, this is meant to end the game, by the way. He's meant to end the game. He's meant to kill. He's got to keep going. He can one-shot. Ooh. Gets punished. Again, 26 Stalkers. He dives in. Gets one. Ooh, almost gets 2. Gets one of the Immortals. It does make his way towards the main. Tries to avoid the main fight. And does get a couple of pickups here. Not bad. Takes down 2 Stalkers. And another. But for the most part, Lelix, he maintains the economy. This is what matters here. He has a third base. It's saturated. As MinoVK's his own is just getting saturated just now. Lelix is surviving, is building up the Immortals. He's got 2, soon to be 3 Immortals. Okay, he's moving in. Adepsay shading to the mineral line, not bad. Probes going down. 2 Adepsay one-shot probes. Getting 3, getting 4, getting up to 5. Oh. Gonna get 5 probes. But again, that's still, we're hitting critical mass of Immortals, getting into a 4, soon to be 5 Immortals. The game is slowing down. Lelix was able to get away with defending his third base. Now he's working towards his fourth. Again, he's building up his army. With Glaive Adepts on the way from MinoVK, his army composition is very committed. It doesn't really scale too well into a longer game. He has +1, getting to +2, but he has no charge, no Archons, no Temple Archives. This army does have a bit of an expiration date for Mindle. Meanwhile, Lelix has got his Immortals, has 5 Immortals back at home. Archons are on the way, building up a very beefy army. It's going to be very robust, very cost efficient. And we're putting a lot of faith in these Adepts. A lot of faith, Pat. And again, Mindle, he had an impressive hold, an impressive defense. Sorry, Lelix, I meant to say. Impressive hold, impressive defense. Made it. So he does rotate over. He's almost maxed out. And the soup does lie. You can see here in the supplies that both armies are relatively close when it comes to the overall army supply, but one is definitely higher tech than the other. One is definitely more efficient. Now, this Mass Adept composition that MinoVK has, it can trade well against Zealots. That is true. Like, Charge Lots, they can struggle against this, but that's where the Archons come into play. Also, Zealots are cheaper as they're only minerals. And Lelix does move in. Blinks forward as Zell's taken into the mineral line. Immortals are lagging behind. So a bit of an awkward engage here from Lelix. True. And probes are going down. Oh my god. Adepts they pop off at 15 probe kills across the map. And Lelix turns everything around. Yeah, he turns around. Nice damage here from Minuvk, buying a lot of time. Remember, he has the more mobile composition. The Prism! No, he sees it! Yes, nice Prism, no reinforcements. Zelda being thrown away. So better pickups here by Mindle. In a head-on fight, I still think I favor Lelix here, but he's bleeding out a lot around the edge. Yeah, that's I'm sure they're tempted to shade. Blinks in, gets an Immortal. Sorry, gets an Archon. Archon gets picked off, going for another. The Stalkers, they do get some nice pickups here, going for the Immortal. And he wants that Archon. He wants it. He gets it. And Lelix, he's bleeding out too much. He's just bleeding off too many units here. Yeah, losing another Archon. Down to what, 4 Immortals, 1 Archon left. His army just getting picked apart. He has no reinforcements. Zell's taken across the map instead. But Lelix, he will lose everything. He will lose everything here. Yeah, blinks forward, dives on the Immortal, dives on the Archon. Back at home, we have Adepts to reinforce, Adepts to defend. And again, Lelix had potential until the Adept harass. It just completely pulled away his attention. It was just a massive distraction, and with that, Minuvk snowballing out of control. Impressive. He breaks through, gets across the map. Takes down the 4th. There we go, Disruptors on the way. Oh! Nova's connecting. A decent Nova, but it shouldn't be enough. Yeah, it's another Nova, does not quite connect. Disruptors are going down, army busts in. Novas, they're doing well for themselves. Don't get me wrong. But the pros, the boys are being pulled away. Every probe is going to go down in the main. 29 probe kills. There's a recall back home. Adepts are being thrown away. And it cripples the economy. 30 probes. Shades back to the natural. Trading as best he can. And now finally, charge. Charge has begun. +1 armor as well. Minuvk switching to, again, something more cost efficient. Out of Glaive Adepts into charge lots. As Mindle, he has to respect the army, has to respect those Disruptors. Pulls away. Pulls away, rotates back around, headed once again for the expansions. And Lelix is out of position. He's completely out of position here. The armies, we're going for the base trade essentially. We're going for the base trade. Adepts go for the mineral lines. Stalkers into the main. He's going for the production, depowering as much as he can. It's going to be 1 defensive Disruptor. No! Rallies into the army. Disruptor goes down. Going for more pylons. And Minuvk should be warping it back at home. And he is. There he goes, warping into his own 3rd. Boys are being pulled, he's fighting with shield batteries. Oof. And Minuvk punishes. Punishes Lelix. Chasing him back, kills the natural. Jeez. Disruptors did make it back home. They made it home to defend, but that's going to be a kill on the Bay. Kills the Bay, kills the Temple Archives, kills all the tech. Oof. How's it going up? And GG gets called. GG gets called. Minuvk, he'll take game number 1. GG. Whew, hi. GG will play it again. Middle he was forced into, I would say, a subpar army, but a more mobile composition. And in a head-on fight, I was favoring Ledlix. Ledlix, he did have the stronger army in head-on engagement, but we saw that we didn't get a head-on engagement. What did we see? Middle went for the Adepts to counterattack. They harassed the natural and the third base, and Ledlix was distracted. He was distracted. He was pulled apart. He turned around, went back home, and we saw that he was just picked apart by the Mass Stalker, the Archons, the Immortals, the everything. GG. GG, well played. Mass Adepts versus Immortals, new meta confirmed. If you haven't been watching a lot of PvP, going Adepts is an alternate kind of answer, an alternate composition you can go for. We do see them very commonly in the mid game. They're very mid tier, I should say, very mid tier army, because they do really well when it comes to tanking Immortal and Stalker shots, and they do well against Zealots, but they don't really scale too well because in the end, Charge Archon should be able to overwhelm. I say should. Remember, the Prism got sniped, no reinforcements, attention was distracted, supply went back home, like everything kind of fell apart there for Ledlix, and he wasn't able to make full use of his army where he should have had the advantage. But GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game 2. With that, Middle takes a lead, and now we're jumping into that second game. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, leading the series 1-0. Representing Sidestorm Gaming, it is Mindel VK. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Italian Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Ledlix. Here we go. So we're getting into that second game, and again, we had a very chaotic game number 1. And we'll see how things slow down in game 2. Welcome to the Old Republic. Old Republic is a very large map of the map pool, longer rush distance by ground, a lot of prime proxy locations, true. And we'll see if anyone is tempted to proxy. Who's tempted, Pat? Who's tempted? So now we do have initial gateways. No proxies out of anyone. No pylons. As a reminder, Ledlix did open up with Sentry Expand last game. Did go for a very greedy build that he got away with. Did get away with greed. We'll see what it goes for this time. Waiting for the Cybercores. Do we open up a double Stalker, double Adept, Stalker Sentry, or Sentry Expand? It is going to be Sentry Expand, a greedy build once again out of Ledlix. Meanwhile, Stalker Sentry out of Mindel VK, going for a standard opener himself. Again, this is the same opener that we saw in game number 1. Ledlix, he's forced to make the Stalker as Mindel VK is pylon blocking. So this is a slightly better start for Mindel. Basically, Ledlix, he wanted to be greedy, that's why the Stalker is late. Because the Stalker is late, the pylon will last even longer, and it's going to take longer for the expansion to arrive. As opposed to Mindel, who already has a Stalker, is already working on that pylon. Okay, pylon goes down, Mindel can now expand, so can Ledlix. Both players do get their bases. Oh. To build up. And from here, we'll see where we tech. Do we go for the Robo, the Twilight Council, the Stargate? How do we open up? Oh, we have the answer. Twilight Council already here by Ledlix. Now, if you remember, last game, Ledlix went for a Robo opener into earlier Immortal production to survive and to defend with his greedier build, and he got away with it. This time, earlier, Blink. And we do see something very similar out of Mindel VK. So getting into Blink. Okay, so again, we are building up. And so far, no major deviations. We have a third base on the way for Ledlix, and we'll see if Minovike goes for extra gateways or his own third, and it should be a third. Yeah. So much more passive. Building up. From here, we're building up back at home, getting our third bases. We have Blink on the way, Robo, Forge as well. Everything. It's just mirrored builds. This is kind of like the traditional like EU PvP. Is we're just building up into the mid game, getting into 3-base saturation, into Stalker, into Charge, into Archons, into Immortals. Looks like we should be building up to 4 bases. We go. Which, despite all the PvPs that we've had today, like, I appreciate that we're just now getting it here. Towards the end of the broadcast, we had more explosive PvPs earlier. But here, there's Charge, extra gateways. We should soon be seeing the Robo. I mean, the Robo's already done. And this typically leads into Archons. Building up, getting our gateways, and again, because of the longer rush distance by ground, we're just not pushing. We're just turtling. We're just turtling up, rolling up, rolling off. 4th base now on the way. We're still staying on a lower gas count. True, true. Without extra gases, we can't really afford taking up yet. See when and if that changes. Now building up more gates. There's the Temple Archives working towards the Archons. Gases are now being taken for Minovike. And we should be seeing gases and the Temple Archives from Lilix soon as well. There it is. Temple Archives. And we should be getting those gases. So it's like no rush 10 minutes. Prism is on the way. Lelix staying on a lower gas count. Okay, he's going to be more committed, more aggressive. Never mind. There we go. There we go. Gas is now on the way. There's the first Archon for Mindle. And a big shout out to Garlic Beats in the chat. Gaha, papi, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime for 15 months. Thank you, papi. Thank you. Do appreciate the support. Como siempre. As always, as always. Thank you. As again, we're here with the final series of the broadcast. Final best of 3. Last one. Last one. But I'm a little bit concerned here about the lower gas count from our blue Protoss player. He's getting his 3rd Archon, he's moving out. Middle back at home is setting up as well. Now, a lot of this comes down to the engage. A lot of it comes down to how our players actually collapse into each other. You do want to keep your zealots back. If you A move in, then you will just lose all the zealots to the Archons, depending on the positioning. As the armies, they actually almost pass by each other. Zealots to scouts, and we're going for the base trade. So no rush, 9 minutes into base trade. I say that MindoVK does turn around. Oh, turns around. Comes back home. This 4th base should fall. Mindo, he has returned. And he wants to catch the army. He does get a Stalker. Stalker goes down. Nice control by Mindo. He pulls back the Zealots. Getting a bit of concave. The Prism. Ooh, Prism gets sniped. Miscontrol by Mindo, but you can see there are no Zealots left. And without Zealots, he's going to lose everything. The Archons are being focused on. He gets 1. He gets 2 Archons. They do not recall back. Massive losses there for Lelix. Lelix, he does kill the base, but he does take a bad fight when it comes to the army. As he will lose the final Archon. There's a blink in. Final Archon good to go down. And Mindo, he retained all of those charge lots. All of the Archons as well. Jesus, he has a massive army, and he can just push out here. Just waiting for his Prism. Prism is out. MindoVK does commit. And again, he has a massive army to work with. He has double the Archon count. That's all that matters, Batman. Lelix trying to keep up. Yeah, better concave here for MindoVK. Does collapse in, a better arc. Archons are lagging behind, true. Lagging a little bit behind, but there we go. They do catch up. And the Archons are breaking through. Stalkers blink in. A bit of an awkward movement here from Mindo. The Archons are going to get in there. Jesus. And they're dropping out a little bit. The boys are being pulled into Archons. You hate to see it. Diving on the Immortal. And Mindo, he does have enough. Breaks through the Zealots. Breaks through the main army. And there's almost nothing here. There's nothing left. We're down to 4 Stalkers. Get out of here. 3. 3 Stalkers left. Down to 2. Does try to reinforce. Does try to warp in. But again, the Lexi just took a really rough fight earlier. Losing all the Archons previously was brutal. And that meant that he had no defense. He had no defense. And even here, like, MindoVK did blunder his attack. But GG gets called. And MindoVK will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations here to MindoVK as it does claim the series, does advance on into the next round. My condolences to Lelix. Honestly, I feel like Lelix, we could have seen an ace match very easily. Game one was very clutch, very close, very in favor of Lelix early on. He got away with his greed. He built up a greater army, but he had a really rough engagement. He was distracted. He lost a bunch of probes. He was pulled apart left and right, and MindoVK just had his way with Lelix's superior army. Here in game number 2, it was a little bit more cut and dry, with Lelix staying on a lower gas count, MindoVK building on more Archons and taking a much better fight as well. Just snowballing from there. GG, well played. Did snowball out of control, and with that, congratulations, MindoVK will advance on. And do we have any updates on the Wikipedia page? Oh man, I might see them a little bit later actually. Yeah, will be later, but regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations here to MindoVK. He will claim the series, and with that, he'll advance on to the next round to face off against, I believe, BabyMarine. Yes, so it's going to be BabyMarine versus MindoVK in the lower bracket, and it's going to be Nicoract versus the winner of Demi and Mixu in the lower bracket as well. So we're kind of working through the bracket, working through the tournament. I believe we're up to our top 2, 4, 6. Oh, we're up to our top 7. Top 7 players remaining here in the OSC Elite Rising Star tournament. Top 7 left. And I believe this event should be wrapping up in the next couple of weeks. I'm thinking like maybe like 2 weeks time to wrap up the event. Otherwise, GG, well played. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. That was our final series of the broadcast. Do apologize for going live a little bit late today, by like 10 minutes or so. I did sleep in, very tired. I got like 4 hours of sleep, if that. But regardless, we still have plenty more StarCraft ahead of us here. We have the Pegasus Cup tomorrow. That's going to be in less than 24 hours. In less than 24 hours, we're live with Pegasus Cup. We have the Wardy TV Monday broadcast that evening. We have the Turtle Tussle on Thursday. We have the Pond Cast on Thursday. We have Kung Fu Cup Friday, Saturday, and we have Tuna Cup on Sunday. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. You can see here Thursday, I do have this afternoon off. Tuesday we have this afternoon off. Usually I try to stream some ladder and stream some StarCraft, but I am very fatigued, so I think I'm just gonna try to get some sleep. I'm gonna get some breakfast, I'm gonna get some food, then I'm probably gonna get to do some like chores around the house, probably work on the garden a little bit before passing out and getting some sleep. I think that'll be the plan. I might be streaming later on tonight. We might have a Final Fantasy stream. That'll be ideal. Might have a little bit of time to have a Final Fantasy stream. Yeah, it's been quite a journey having some pet bunnies. For those that are curious, we did get some pet bunnies like what was it, like 2 months ago, a couple of months ago at this point. But they are nocturnal for the most part. So basically whenever I finish casting in the evening, that's when I spend time with them. And because of that, I end up going to bed like at around like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So not a lot of sleep. But we're hanging in there, baby, hanging in there. The morning casts are brutal because of that. The morning casts are a little bit low energy as a result. I might have to resort to some caffeine, baby. Maybe. But they're very cute. And they are a handful, especially right now. They're very hormonal, very high energy. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for support. Again, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Pegasus Cup. Pegasus Cup is going to be tomorrow. If you want to tune in to more of the CranKy Ducklings, so then check us out on the socials, !socials in the chat. You can check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. If you want to check out our pet bunnies, so you can see them in our Discord server. We do post them. We have the animals channel for that. Otherwise, we upload on YouTube on a daily basis. Every day, we have YouTube. We have plenty of YouTube content. We stream on YouTube as well, so if you missed out on something, if you want to watch like the Wardy TV Monday or Kung Fu Cup or Turtle Tussle or Tuna Cup, if you want to watch something, the podcast as well, all things StarCraft, that's our weekly podcast, weekly talk show. If you want to tune in, then, and if you can't watch it live, YouTube is the place to be. YouTube is the place to be. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Think you should bring them out to cheer on Bunny next time he plays. If you weren't here for it, for like 4 days, I did have Bunny Cam. That's why you can see with my plushies it says !Bunny Cam. It lasted less than a week. I did have a Bunny Cam to show them off, but the Bunny Cam was destroyed. I say destroyed. It was like hanging on the edge of their enclosure, and one day like it just fell. It toppled over, it toppled in, and it fell into their water bowl. And yeah, with that, it was quite expensive actually. It was so it feels bad, man. Feels bad. I still have it here. This is the wireless camera that I was using. It fell into the water bowl. I did put it in a bag of rice, hoping that it could save it. No. I mean, it kind of did. Like the camera still works, but it's like a slideshow. Like instead, it's like one frame every like 20 seconds sort of thing. So it's like barely functioning after that incident. But yes, F's in the chat for Bunny Cam. It lasted like 4 days. Smurge. New Bunny Cam sub goal. Yes, we need a new Bunny Cam. 10 p.m. starting time is good all for Brazil though. True. The Pegasus thing. Yeah, the Pegasus Cup starts really late. It starts really late compared to like our regular casting. Well, hello Sinistro, hello. Yes, I will beg. Just got here. No. Good morning, baby. Good morning. But yes, we're wrapping up for the day. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I might stream later on tonight on my personal channel. I might stream like some Final Fantasy, maybe some ladder if I wake up in time. But I'm probably just gonna pass the hell out. So !light in the chat if you want to check out my personal channel. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow for Pegasus Cup. Pegasus Cup's gonna be tomorrow. We'll see you then. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Until then, wanted to join Rockets for casting it. But it's a big no-go since I have magic at night and Wednesday, and I can do full work shift, 4 hours, TCG, less than 6 hours sleep. For sure, for sure. I think even Rocklets, I don't think he casts all the time. I think because it's so late, I think even Rocklets, like it's only every now and then that he shows up. Recently. I think because like it's just so much later. So it feels bad, man, feels bad. But understandable, understandable. I know it's quite late in Latino America. He stopped before the finals last week. Yeah, exactly. For sure, for sure. But otherwise, thanks for watching. And again, you can support us on Patreon if you wish. Patreon is the place to be. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments. It funds SDO, MSO, and STC. All of our monthlies and weekly tournaments are funded via Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our current patrons. Thank you so much for the support that we do get. Thanks to your support, we're able to host our events on a regular basis and able to grow them as well. So if you want to help us boost the prize pool of our tournaments, you can do so via Patreon. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow for Pikachu Cup. See you tomorrow, papi. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.